Okay, well, in the previous snippet you will have seen some smoke as we looked over Lovedon Bridge, and that smoke is now there. So we're now the far side, and between Lovedon Lane and here is a small farm that's developed, and obviously has now taken ownership of the track bed. And this section here, as I look towards the smoke, lies between Lovedon Lane, and as I pan to the bridge there, that is the bridge under the A33. So let's now go and take a look at the bridge and what lies beyond it. This is actually a second bite because the sound of the wind on the previous snippet that I filmed was so intense that it actually obscured my voice entirely, which of course may not be a bad thing, but as I'm the one holding the camera, I get to decide. The graffiti under this bridge gives some evidence as to the activity that may have taken place since 1972. Nothing railway related, I'm sure. But as we look beyond the bridge, and what we see is, again, the track bed has been obliterated because ahead of us is a steadily deepening cutting that runs pretty much for the next half mile or so, and at its summit there was an occupation bridge, now long gone, and hopefully we'll get the chance to stand where the bridge stood and then gradually walk down towards the M3, which lies beyond the ridge dead ahead of us. Okay, so we can see now that the line is following the line of this hedgerow, but they're all traces. Even our old friends, the concrete posts, have all long gone and presumably buried some 10 to 15 feet beneath us. And that cutting, of course, is getting steadily deeper. What lies beyond this ridge we'll get our first glimpse of the Itchen Valley, I believe. See, I now have a companion with me as well. I'll probably forget myself and start talking to her. Okay, that line of trees approaching us from the right marks an old lane that ran up from Martha Worthy and crossed the railway via an occupation bridge and on towards the north. Okay, well, as Jack Hargreaves would have remarked, a field would once have been large enough for a man to plough in a day with a team of horses. Now, of course, in this age of mechanisation, we'll see they're far, far larger. Okay, we've now crested the summit of the ridge and we're standing on the site of the old occupation bridge that ran from Martha Worthy down there giving access to the fields to the north. And there, looking west towards the direction of Winchester Junction, you can see the line of the hedgerow, and this track very kindly marks the location of the old line running towards Alton, and that will be our direction. Down to the right there you can see the Itchen Valley, which runs from the east. It reaches almost to Alresford before turning to the south and rises near Cheriton. Alresford itself lies on a tributary known as the River Arle, logically, although the River Arle is spelt different to Alresford for some reason. And this is one of the most interesting aspects of this part of the walk. You can hear the traffic noise, which is the M3, and as you may remember, one of the reasons given for failing to open the Mid Hants for its entire length to Winchester Junction was having to bridge the M3. And here we are on the track bed, and what do we find? A rather nice occupation bridge. So the logic says that it's okay to spend millions building a bridge that's used literally by probably half a dozen vehicle movements a day, and yet to keep open a transport lifeline, somehow the money can't be found. What you will see here is there goes the route of the Mid Hants towards Alresford behind the bridge, slightly at an angle, and as I pan around there, looking back towards the ridge and the occupation bridge that we looked at a few minutes ago. So we've come maybe 500-600 metres further on, and we're about to cross the M3. That unbridgeable, apparently unbridgeable obstacle, as was. And you can see this is a very substantial bridge. This is something that's built to take farm traffic. In other words, it's got to be capable of supporting, obviously, a tractor, but towing a trailer that could weigh 10 tons or more. It's a single span, but with a centre strut. Of course, the load-bearing weight of this bridge would have been increased to probably threefold. It would not have taken much more money to have constructed a bridge capable of taking 200 tons. So, we leave the M3 behind us. Onwards and upwards.